Welcome to Half Past Broke, where the dreams are big and the wallets are smaller. I'm Walker.
And I am Eric, and today we are going to be starting out and continuing through with everyone's favorite topic, alcohol. So Walker, what are you drinking?
Actually, in in the spirit of what we were talking about on good deals, I actually found a 12-pack variety pack of Goose Island beer for $5.99.
That's insane. That is an absolutely incredible price. And
Yeah,
Goose Island's good too.
yeah. Local store is like this local store that I go to, Surefine it. Like it always has just random deals like that where they're trying to like clear inventory because they're a small store. So small stores are where it's at to find those like good bargains.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy. I've never in my entire adult life seen a deal like that. That's a 12 pack is easily $15.
oh yeah,
You
no,
know?
I don't think I've ever seen 12 packs that high.
No, that's incredible.
Genesee's the only one I know of that's like the last 12 pack I got at Genesee at normal price is like $8.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but still $5.99. That's crazy.
oh
So
I
what'd you
know.
get? What you said it was a variety pack?
Yeah, and I've had the Goose Island IPA before. It's pretty good. It's smoother than most IPAs, and right now I'm drinking this thing called a Radler, and it's a cucumber, lime, and mint flavor within a wheat ale.
Now, could you actually individually pick out all those flavors in there, or is it just because, like, obviously you're reading from it, but like if you're drinking it, can you actually taste those individual flavors, or does it kind of mash up into another unique flavor?
Actually, it's one of those things where it has like three stages of the taste.
Yeah.
The initial sip, you taste the cucumber, and then like while it's still in your mouth a little bit, you start to taste the lime, and then when you go to swallow, you feel like that like nice minty
Oh,
refreshing
cool.
feeling on your breath.
Nice.
So
I would probably really enjoy that. It's you know what? I like the more complex beers. Something just like you said, where you taste it in different stages.
yeah, I
And
love
especially that's a cool combination.
yeah.
That's not something you see every day.
That's something you put in like your water when you go on runs and stuff like that. Cucumber water and stuff like that. But they've elevated it. They've
What did you
they've done
what did
it.
you put- what did you put in your mug when you were mowing your lawn yesterday?
I I
I
took
forget. He just mowed his lawn yesterday, and we were talking. He's like, "Yeah, I just put a bunch of stuff in what was it, a Camelback or a thermos?"
yeah, I got one of those little tumbler things, like a little like 16-ounce tumbler, and I already had like a half a thing of water and some ice, so I just grabbed my Jack Daniels bottle. There was like probably like 8 ounces left in there, so I just dumped the rest of it into my tumbler, and I drank it the whole time when I was mowing the lawn.
I just can't imagine that being because I know people like water with their whiskey, but it's usually just like a single like dropper
Well, I mean,
of
I
I
I
feel like
need
that
oh,
50-50 ratio has really just got to be absolutely horrendous.
I don't know. I was mowing the lawn, so I needed to stay hydrated. I get pretty thirsty when I'm on the mower, so I wanted to have at least a
Yeah,
little water. And I was just trying to polish off that Jack so I could get to my Knob Creek maple whiskey.
I respect that. That's you know what that's a big move. That's a big play right there, and I really appreciate your dedication to drinking.
I know I needed the pregame because I knew we were playing later that night. So
Oh yeah,
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 so,
yeah. Last night was a completely not business, like no business, just getting drunk and playing games. What do we play? We played ESO.
we played ESO until we got too drunk. And
Yeah,
then we like argued over what game we were gonna play, and then we finally settled on CS:GO, and then that's when we messaged our old friend Dudzik,
yeah. We haven't talked to him in a long time. Well,
and
I haven't.
and all of us made videos of us doing shots and
Yeah,
shotguns.
maybe at the end of this video, I'll edit that like little 30-second clip into the end of this video.
Oh yeah, 'cause yeah, you got the video I compiled of like the music in the background and everything. We'll
Yeah,
put that right at the end of this.
yeah. So that'll be a nice little treat. You get to see. First off, I don't know what kind of fucking camera this dude
Oh, it wasn't even like
used to.
what format was that?
It was like it looked like the camera phones from like 2004.
Yeah, I just pictured him having like a flip phone or something. Like
Yeah,
the first thing I thought of.
exactly. It was horrendous quality. It was like it blew my mind how in 2019 there can still be video that exists in this poor of quality, but it got the point across. You shotgunned a beer. It was
Well, let's not let's not forget it was Michelob Ultra.
good for him though.
He
He's
lost
out there.
some points with me on that one, but no,
Whatever. It's still
I
beer.
still
Could
give
be
him a
worse.
9 out of 10. It was still a pretty impressive, a
What's
pretty
Michelob
impressive.
Ultra? How many calories does that
I
have?
think that's a 64 calorie one, isn't it?
I thought that was MGD 64, unless it also because
I,
Miller Genuine Draft 64 has 64 calories.
I have
Um,
no idea. I know Michelob has a 64 calorie beer.
then that's probably it.
Okay, yeah,
Which
I do
to
think
me
because like for a
to say
while they had the bottles that said like 64 right on the front of it, so I don't know if that was the Ultra or not.
no, I don't think that's Ultra. I think that's MGD
Hmm
64. But either way, you know what? Good for him though, looking for ways to cut down on like you still want to get drunk, but you know, it's a lot. It catches up to you just drinking like
Oh, I
heavy
know.
beers and everything.
I
It
felt
really catches up to you.
I felt so over encumbered yesterday, especially after the shotgun. Like
Oh my goodness.
I woke up the next morning and I just felt like I had like a 20-pound like lead ball in my stomach.
Yeah, it was I actually puked in the morning. I
Yeah.
never ever puke in the morning. I actually woke up, sat up, looked around and just fucking puked right into. Luckily I keep a bunch of like containers in my room. Like I don't clean my room, so I have like a bunch of empty food containers. So I just puked right into a fucking bowl. It was perfect. But I when I drink and like I've said on previous episodes, like I'll drink but then as soon as I eat, I'm good. Like I'm fine. I don't like
Yeah.
I'm done drinking for the night. But the problem is and then I just keep eating. So I'm sitting there, belly full of fucking pale ales, and I'm just all this like literally everything. I'm just hammering down sandwiches and and then it just and then immediately went right to sleep and it just sits there.
Just
And
force feeding
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I like to eat, you know? So I woke up and immediately puked that up.
Hey, it's all good. You did say you were gonna puke after you chugged like
Yeah,
3 shots worth out of that bottle.
I thought I was gonna puke immediately. Like right when I did that, I'm like, I'm 30 years old. I can't like I haven't chugged from a bottle. It wasn't even that much. It was just like 2 gulps, 3 gulps. But still, I was like, oh my god, I keep forgetting I'm too old to do this shit.
That was still a good video. I said the same thing at the end of my video too. I'm like, I'm too old for this.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't sign up for this. So but we did have a good time last night. Played a lot of ESO, just really just bullshitting around, drinking, having fun.
Oh, and you gotta do it. It's always fun to just
Yeah,
like kick
you know,
back, get way too drunk with your buddies and just
yeah,
have
and
a
you know what?
roaring time. I mean, we're all in like New Jersey, Ohio, and New York, so like it was really
Yeah,
cool that we could all get together.
it's and it because you know what? It's awesome. Like when we're working on the podcast and everything. And I know it seems like it's one big fucking party, and it kind of is to an extent, but you always have to keep it, moderately professional. So,
Yeah,
if you're recording, if you're streaming, you can't be doing like really stupid shit. So last night I was just like, all right, no, no recording,
yeah.
no streaming.
I
Let's just
think
get fucking
I
wasted.
think like 5 seconds before I hit the record button, you're like, "Wait, Walker, we need to not
Yeah,
record this."
yeah. I'm like, let's just, you know what? Because just especially when you live in a world where like everything's being recorded and everything is well you said this you go back you know what just and I know that's like what we're choosing to do as far as having a podcast and streaming but it's nice to just have a couple nights to yourself and we really don't get that
No, not really
like
anymore.
whenever me and Walker are hanging out it's business but
Yeah.
luckily it's an incredibly fun business.
Oh yeah, no, I
So it's
enjoy
not
every second. It still was nice when
yeah
kind of cut loose, and I have to think about like
yeah
OBS and think
exactly.
about like the volume levels and everything. I didn't have to do any background work. I could have just like gone for it.
Yeah, not like, "Oh, shit, I wasn't recording that. Oh, that was a good clip." It
Yeah.
was just like, just fucking hang out, have fun. Um, what? Oh, ask me what I'm drinking.
Oh yeah. Sorry, we totally got into the thing. What do you got, man?
Um, Same thing as last night. I have a
Oh
couple left
yeah.
over. So right now I'm currently drinking a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and I picked that up purposely because over the course of the past week I had a 12 pack of Oscar Blues Dale's Pale Ale, and I love that beer. I think it's a great pale ale. Um, So when I finished it, I was like, you know what? Let me get a similar beer. Let me get another pale ale and compare it. Just so instead of going and trying to compare a fucking Corona Light to a Weinstefner, let me get something in a similar realm. So I got it,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say I really enjoy the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale currently more than Dale's Pale Ale, and I'll tell you why. It's because Dale's Pale Ale is delicious, but it's a little it's pretty heavy, it's thick, it's malty. It's just a little cumbersome to drink in the really hot weather. The 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 Sierra Nevada Pale Ales, they're lighter, they're crisp, they're flavorful, they're just crushable. Like
Now,
you
now,
can just crank these things.
now, how heavy were you talking with the Dale Pale Ale? Is it like you talking like porter or like stout, or was it somewhere lighter than that?
It was somewhere lighter than that. Malty, kind of like a triple. You ever
Oh
have
yeah, like
kind of like have you remember the Dank Hill?
yeah,
Where we
yeah,
had
yeah.
it was not as heavy as that, but um that kind of heavy, that kind of like malty.
Yeah, I know what you I mean. Like it just feels a little bit heavier once it goes down.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really, really great beer. I love what Oscar Blues does. Um Overall, I'd say I like Oscar Blues the company better because I don't really know anything about Sierra Nevada, but Oscar Blues actually has they're really into biking, so they actually sponsor mountain bikers.
Yeah,
I
I've seen their logo on like a lot of those like extreme sports things and everything too.
Yeah, they actually have a bike company, I believe. I'm gonna double check this right now, but from what I understand, they have a company called Reeb Bikes, Reeb,
Hmm, interesting.
because backwards it's spelled beer.
It would. I don't know why I didn't even pick up on that.
So I just want to double check because I hate like
Yeah,
just throwing out information out there when I don't really know.
don't want to misinform anyone.
Hmm.
So yeah, talking
Okay,
about.
hold on. I got it right here.
Oh, you
Sorry.
already got it. Okay.
Yeah. Reeb Cycles was founded in 2011 by some folks at Oscar Blues Brewery who eat, breathe, and sweat bikes. Um, so basically, that's why I like that company a lot, is because they have a huge affiliation with the bike scene. I love all types of bicycling, but they do a lot of mountain biking and downhill mountain biking stuff. So they just do a lot of really cool things.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah, but I will say that right now, I think I like the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale better right now because it's hot out and you just need a more drinkable, crisp beer.
Yeah. Oh, that made that. I actually thought about this the other day, and I meant to bring it up to you earlier. Like hard liquors. Is there like really any like summer hard liquors, or is that just like a like they're just more appropriate in the wintertime regardless?
Well,
Because I don't know if I've ever really had a hard liquor that I enjoyed more during a certain time of year. You know what I
mixed
mean?
drinks. I think I do prefer mixed drinks more in the summer, like really fruity
Well,
drinks.
mixed drinks, yeah. I mean, mixed drinks are one thing. I was more referring to like just the raw,
Maybe
whatever. Like, yeah,
tequila.
I was gonna say
Um,
tequila or rum, maybe like the only two.
yeah, those are like summery drinks, but I don't even really particularly like. I don't. The only liquor that I like just to actually drink and enjoy is just bourbon and scotch, and I will
Yeah,
absolutely drink them in the summer, no questions. But they are far more enjoyable in the winter.
yeah, I do enjoy like a nice scotch when you're sitting down, and like
Just
watching the
really warm.
snow, stuff like that.
Yeah, really warms the whole body.
Yeah, I know. And you're right. I didn't even think about rum and tequila. I guess like with tequila, I just always kind of, I never really associate it with summer. I just associate it with like southern. You know what I mean?
Really,
Like,
I always associate it with margaritas, and that's just like, to me, that's the summer drink.
well, to me it was like a vacation thing. So like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess like, but like I guess it just for me it was strictly just a vacation thing. I wasn't thinking about like the implications of why and where you were going on that vacation. So
Yeah.
I didn't even put put tequila in the roster.
I don't like tequila, but I really enjoy margaritas.
Tequila makes me act weird. I can't drink it.
Well, I mean, it's alcohol. It makes everyone act weird.
Oh no, it makes me act weird in like a completely different way that Scotch would.
Oh my god. Last time I drank tequila, I just went to the bar by me, and they had like a clearance section of shots. And I'm like, what do you got? They're like, well, everything here is $3. I'm like, just give me whatever doesn't suck the most. So I'm sitting here drinking from the fucking discount section because I guess the shit they're all just trying to get rid of. I'm just like, yeah, I'll take that. $3 a shot though, whatever, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, $3 a shot. Hell yeah, $9. That's what, like the equivalent of 3 ounces of liquor. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, compared to I paid, you pay fucking $6 for a shot of Jack somewhere,
Hmm.
everywhere. It's
Unless
a pain.
unless you see,
I really hate the.
have you ever been to the bars where they have like the Jack girls or whatever, where they walk around with like
No.
that big like tasting tray, and they're like, "Would you like to try this Jack Honey?" And it like comes with like a little shot glass and like a bottle opener next to
What?
on the
No.
side. I used to see them all the time in Missouri
Oh,
and Georgia.
I think the closest I ever got to that, there was they had like the Stoli girls at one time at a bar I went to, and I just really
Oh
wanted
yeah.
it. I forget what I really wanted or something. I'm like, can I have a T-shirt? They're like, you got to get a Stoli drink. I'm like, can I just have a
I
T-shirt?
just want the goddamn t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm like, and now I do love Stoli Blueberry and Sprite, so eventually I probably just gave in, and I was like, fuck it, can I have a goddamn T-shirt now?
Yeah. Oh, cause I still actually have the bottle opener. It used to be on my keychain for the longest time, and I think they were like just giving them out that day, and I ended up getting like a T-shirt, a shot, like a little shot glass, and everything for free. And it was at a place called, I don't remember what the place was called actually. Now that I think about it, I mean they were giving out free shots, so why wouldn't I remember?
Oh my goodness, yo, I fucking love free T-shirts. That's like, oh my god.
I love like whenever I go to like local baseball games and stuff like that, they start throwing them. I get so competitive about it. I'll like climb over
Like
people's
beating the shit
fucking
out of little kids,
chairs and just catch them. Be like, ah,
push,
bitch!
pushing baby strollers down the stands.
And
Like, God.
it's like a shirt that doesn't even have anything to do with the baseball
Yeah,
team. It's like an
yeah.
advertisement shirt or something like that.
Fucking AT&T wireless.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those.
Oh my god, that's what we need. We need a T-shirt cannon.
I mean, I have a potato cannon.
Would that light the shirt on? We'd have to like wrap it
No, it
and
wouldn't
like.
light the shirt on fire.
Are you sure? There's a
I'm
big flame that
positive.
comes
I'm
out of that bitch.
positive it wouldn't light the shirt on fire. You have to have a chamber. And all I would have to do is just install a chamber in it, so it wouldn't. So it'd just like get the force out. And really, like, I mean, it never lights the potatoes on fire.
Yeah, but they're way more dense.
we'll
They're fucking. I'm pretty sure a T-shirt will go up in flames faster than a
t-
fucking.
we'll test it out on a
I
rag.
I don't even think you can even light a fucking potato on fire. Is that even possible?
I don't know. Want to go find out?
Yeah, all right.
I'm
We'll get back. We'll get back to you. I'm gonna go try to light a potato on fire sometime this week. I'll let you guys know.
we'll both go through our own trial and error and see what we can do. We'll post it on Instagram.
Yeah, we're gonna go light vegetables on fire.
Speaking of vegetables,
Oh yeah, so I've been talking about actually getting a garden together. So the other day, I have kids who come by mow my lawn. So they came by. You want us to mow your lawn? I'm like, actually, like you want? I'll give you $20. Just go fucking dig up that patch in the side yard because there used to be I guess whoever lived here before me had a little garden patch. I was like, just go dig it up, just go get it ready for me to plant. They're like, hell yeah, whatever. So they do it, and just 2 days ago, I went out to go get some plants,
mm,
get some like saplings or some seeds or some pre-grown plants that I could just transfer into the garden.
because when you try to plant too late in the season, the plants don't have enough time to grow, and
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes
it
it'll be
is.
too hot for the seedlings and stuff like that. So if you do try to do a garden like later in the season, like June, late, even late May, I would say, like look for pre-grown seedlings, like ones that are already
And
poking
it's
up, because that way they've already had like they have good legs and everything. They're just
yeah,
ready
they've
to go.
taken root and they just need good soil and
Yeah,
sun and
exactly.
water. So I did that, and the first thing I went into Tractor Supply because I know they have seeds. I didn't know if they had like plants to transfer.
Yeah.
So the first thing I see is a hops plant. Like it's
Oh my
grow your own hops, and I'm like, and it was on sale. It was like $4.79. I'm like, all right. So in what world is this not a good idea
god.
to? So like, there's no possible downside to this for
Yeah.
$5. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? It's not gonna grow. Oh well, you know.
Yeah, in worst case scenario, like even if like you're not ready to like use it in a brew, I mean, at least you know how like you have that experience of growing hops.
Exactly. So I do have a hops vine. I did plant that. I need to make a trellis for it because what I was reading, now I didn't go in there set out to fucking brew my own beer. I just walked past it and said I have to, there's no
Yeah.
downside to
It's like a
getting this.
tribute to your beer love.
Yeah, exactly. And to have your own hops and everything, I think that's
Yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
is pretty
So
cool.
so I was just doing some research, and I have to make a little trellis because they grow like vine like, and they'll get fucking wild. They'll like climb up the side of your house and everything,
Yeah.
which would be great, but I don't own.
I'm just
So
surrounded by
just covered in hops, like, looking like my fucking house is in a ghillie suit.
Yeah,
But
watch out for English ivy.
I don't know what that is. What's English ivy?
English ivy will creep into like concrete and stuff like that. And we have a bunch of it on the side of our house because the previous owners like thought it'd be a good fucking idea to plant English ivy right next to the house underneath the deck. So there's just English ivy all over the place. We have to clear it out every single year
Why don't
because
you just get a trellis and let it climb up the trellis instead of the side of the
it
house?
doesn't grow up like that. It grows out. The roots are what you got to watch out for.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so like it won't climb, it'll just spread like crazy. The roots go crazy and they start popping up everywhere. It looks pretty, but it's so invasive.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm kind of just winging it. I'm just gonna make a trellis, see how it grows. I'm probably gonna end up transplanting it eventually, moving it to a better place.
Yeah.
Um, but I also got hops. I got Logan berries, which I put 3 feet away from the hops. Just in my, I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it will, but like if there's cross pollination, maybe get kind of like a fruity flavor to the hops.
That would be kind of cool,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Like a
And then
mosaic hop,
yeah, I don't know what that is, honestly. I don't know what a mosaic hop
just
is.
a fancy hop.
Yeah, sure. But and then I got two heirloom squash plants and an eggplant
Ooh,
plant.
heirloom.
Yeah, so
Eggplant?
eggplant. And I love eggplant. So that's like I'm so excited to actually like if I get a nice eggplant, make some eggplant parm, eggplant rollatini. Oh man,
Now, see,
I'm psyched.
I don't like eggplant. I mean, I
Really?
like just about everything. Very rarely will I say no to things, but eggplant just isn't my favorite. I don't know why. It just
Really?
like I'm expecting it to taste a different way every time because they use it to replace chicken.
Yeah,
So
and that
like
yeah.
when I go to try it, I'm like expecting kind of like that consistency. And when it's a little bit mushier, I'm just I don't know. Like it messes with my psyche.
I understand. And I can see how a lot of that is in your head.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat it as a vegetarian dish. I eat it because I don't know. One time years ago I had it and I thought it was delicious. So now I
Oh,
don't get it to replace chicken. I get it because I genuinely like
well,
it.
I'm
If
not saying.
if you get it, what's up?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying like I'm trying to replace chicken or whatever. It's just like I have had like eggplant parm, just because
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta try everything. And
Yeah,
eggplant parm,
exactly.
I'll try that any day. But I've tried it multiple times, like thinking maybe this will be the time that I like it, and
Hmm.
like I've come close to liking it, and not something I would ever ask for seconds. But
Yeah, I totally understand. It maybe it's something that you have to make for yourself,
yeah,
so that you can kind of make it the way you like it. And a lot of times I've had some eggplant parm where it's a little mushy, and
it,
if you get it stacked right and you get it cooked right, it's oh man, you just like
yeah.
it's perfect. Like it's not supposed to be super mushy, it's supposed to have texture to it so you can actually cut it with a fork
That's what I've
and
been
pick out.
told. So I'm just being patient, waiting for like a good eggplant parm.
Yeah, you almost have to go to like a stupidly expensive Italian restaurant.
I will say this side note, that's another way to save costs. Get eggplants instead of chicken, make eggplant parm.
Yeah, eggplants don't lay eggs though.
Well, neither does a dead chicken.
Jesus, but I mean, if you have 10 chickens, My
No,
God.
no, I meant instead of like if you're going to the store, instead of
Yeah,
buying like
yeah.
a bunch of chicken breasts that cost
Oh, I
like
thought you were talking about like
no.
raising chickens versus like growing eggplant. I'm like, well, okay. But yeah, no, you're definitely right. Because you know what? If all goes well, just walk outside and instead of going out and spending, $8 on chicken,
Hmm.
just walk outside, grab fucking eggplant or two,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
cook with it. And now I don't know how big the yield is going to be. I don't know how often
Oh,
they're going to be
eggplant
growing.
eggplants grow like crazy. We grew them
Do
last
they
year.
really?
Yeah,
So yeah,
like
so I
it
don't really
is.
know the cost effectiveness.
As long as you keep picking and you pull the stem with it, like you don't just pull it like off just the eggplant and leave like the growing part of it,
Hmm.
it'll keep regrowing and keep making eggplants. It's like pumpkins and cucumbers. Cucumbers are another big one. Cucumbers will keep growing
Oh.
as long as you keep harvesting. They'll keep growing.
And I do. We just talked about this last night. I do really want to. I might go get them maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I do want to get cucumbers, not because I like cucumbers, because I hate cucumbers, but I love pickles.
Oh yeah.
So
Pickling
I
has
think
got to
that'd
be
be
one of the funnest like kitchen things to do.
yeah. And you know what? You get to actually like customize the brine and the. I just think that would be really cool thing to do.
Oh
And then
yeah.
man, deep fry some pickle chips. It's
Oh my god, don't make me think about that. I want
hell
pickle
yeah.
chips.
Oh, I love deep fried pickle chips.
God, pickle chips just sound amazing right now.
They're always good. You know what? Like I
With a
love
little
a
bit
good
of
quality
like
pickle.
dill ranch, like oh
Oh yeah, there's you got to get the right sauce for it. Some places they have their own sauce that they make.
yeah, they make it out of like sour cream, dill weed, and or not dill weed, yeah, dill weed.
Dillweed.
I think it.
That was your nickname in high school.
No, my nickname was a lot far harsher.
Oh God.
Cause my first name's Cody. Whatever rhymes with Cody.
Uh
Chody.
Jody. I'm like I know. I would actually sat there for like an hour trying to figure out what rhymes with
I
that.
wanted to give you more time to guess, and I'm like, yeah, we'll keep going past that. I don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
talk about it too much.
I wouldn't have gotten that. So that's good. I still like dillweed better,
Yeah,
but moving on from that.
let's move
Um,
forward.
yeah, let's on to bigger and better things. So what did we?
Oh,
What were we just talking about?
planting, but I want to get back on the alcohol track a little bit. I know we kind of like went off a little bit, but I wanted to get back on the alcohol track because we talked about beer, we've talked about hard liquor in the past and today. Um, I want to start getting into the wine scene a little bit, you know? Like, I mean, I live in a place where there's like hundreds
Yep,
of local wineries. I think it would
I
be
have
amazing to try a couple of these.
I have wineries everywhere, and I really like the aesthetic of like a winery and a vineyard too.
Yeah, I love
Just
the
it's
vineyards.
it's like classy, it's upscale, but you can also show up in fucking basketball shorts and
I
sandals.
mean, you
Um,
don't have to look classy, everyone else does.
yeah, exactly. Like it sets the tone, and you can kind of just go there and just drink wine. And but the thing is, I don't really know too much about wine, so I think that's kind of what our next venture is going to be. Not too hardcore because I don't know about you, Walker, but I'm always going to be a beer guy.
Yeah, I don't think I'll
Um,
ever like make it the full switch, but I would like to like be
I would like to
educated in
know.
wine because if I'm ever in a scenario where I have to sit down and like drink wine with a bunch of people, I like to, at least be able to enjoy it and stuff like that.
You want to flex on them and make sure that everyone knows that
Well, I want to be
I know more than them about whatever.
well, like I said, I like to be the center of attention. I gotta make sure I'm smarter than everyone else.
I like to be the smartest person in the room. So boom, there we go. That's why I always
Well, and like
in the room alone.
in all seriousness, in all seriousness, well, your dog's in your room.
Yeah, right now she is.
But so in all seriousness though, I do come from like a family that are big wine drinkers. They always have like some real nice wines, and some of them are just box wine drinkers. But those are others. But we're
That's
so I always thought it would be kind
that's
of
what I'm
cool.
sorry. That's what my mom is. My mom's she enjoys wine, but it's always cheap wine. So all of my experience with wine, all of my knowledge of wine comes from the fucking $4 bottles that I've
The side of the box that the wine
yeah,
came in.
yeah. Like just the bottom shelf.
I do know a little bit about wine just because like my mother was always big on like going to the wineries and everything, and that was the first place she took me when I turned 21 was on a wine tour. So, which
That's
is
cool.
where you go to multiple wineries down one of the Finger Lakes. For those
That's
that
pretty
don't know what
sick.
a wine tour is.
There's you know what? There's wineries everywhere. They're popping up.
Yeah, especially on the
It's
East Coast, I've noticed like the East Coast is starting to become like more competitive with the West Coast as far as like local brews, local beer, or local brews, local liquor, local wine, stuff like
oh
that.
we've always had Martha's Vineyard, right?
Yeah, I guess. There's this. I wish I could remember his name. I had it written down. I don't have my
Charlie
notebook with me.
Chaplin.
No, close. But there was a guy actually that pioneered growing grapes in this environment, and he like wrote an entire book on it and like made a class on how to have a successful vineyard in the East Coast, like up in like at least my climate, like New York, upstate New York. But
Yeah, it's similar to the Pennsylvania climate too, except you probably get no, it's probably
yeah, it's a little
similar,
different.
probably
It's
a
a
little
lot more.
colder.
It's a lot more mountainous too. Like
Yeah,
we're a lot lower than Pennsylvania is. Like even like 2 hours south of me, like the elevation is like double where I'm at.
yeah. We went. I mean, I went to a winery a couple years ago. Um, what was it? It was my cousin's wedding, and it was at a winery, and it was so goddamn nice.
Yeah,
But the problem is, I was the photographer, so I didn't have. I had one glass of wine at the very end of the night because I was just running around like a madman the whole time. So at the end of the night, um, I was like, "Oh, can I just have a glass of wine?" They're like, "Oh, what would you like?" I'm like, "I don't know anything about wine." I'm like, "I know I like red
I like
more than
that.
white."
I like that red. I like that box variety.
Yeah, I'm like, "You got any Franzia?"
Some Zinfandel, some
Yeah,
white
what
Zinfandel.
you got? You got some yellowtail in here?
Yellowtail's not
Um,
bad actually.
Yellowtail is not good. um,
Well, yeah. I mean, as far as like shit wine goes, it's probably like one of the better ones.
I can wholeheartedly admit that I would not know. Like, if you gave me $100 bottle of wine and then like a $10 bottle of wine,
Yeah.
I might not even be able to tell
Whoa, ten
you.
dollars cheap for you? A little snobby over there.
Oh, Richie Rich.
I'm partial to the $5 bottles.
Well, I'm talking like the fucking handles, the
Oh
jugs.
yeah,
I'm
the
talking,
big ass jug of rosé.
yeah. I'm talking, $10 for a fucking.
I got me a mud jug of rosé.
You gotta get the Boda box, the boxed one.
Oh,
Yeah, they're called Boda box. They're like
oh my
travel
god.
size boxes of wine.
So I like low key like probably should have gone to like AA at one point because I like drank a lot for a while, and at one point I'll never forget this one time I really wanted to drink, but I couldn't. I had like barely any money and I needed a lot, so they had like a sale on boxed wine. So I bought like two of them because I look and it was like it ended up being
Oh,
$10 for two boxes. I legit
yep.
had the thing sitting on my desk while I was playing video games. Every time I went to go take a drink, I just pick it up, twist the thing, and just let it pour right into my mouth because I didn't have a cup.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think we've all been there. I mean,
I drank both of them
I
in
can
one
relate to that.
night.
Oh my God. I think one time I drank like one box of wine in a night, and it's like the worst hangover
Oh,
ever because
because all
it's
the sugar,
so
like as soon as you come down
sugary.
from that sugar rush on top of the wine,
Oh,
oh,
just the
it's like
cheap
crashing from
wine.
an energy drink plus a
Yeah,
hangover.
yeah, and it's disgusting. I think that's what puts me off of wine initially, is because usually when I drink, like I drink, you
Yeah,
know.
no,
So and
if I'm ever sitting down like with a for like a glass of wine or whatever, I will like have a couple glasses of wine, but I'll ultimately end up switching back to beer at some point.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the combination doesn't really mess with my stomach too much. I've heard people say like wine and going to beer does kind of mess with you. Same with like
people are
if you
pussies.
like if you have beer before liquor, like that whole saying.
That's a myth. That's not even real.
Well, it depends. I mean, I've gotten sick. I've gotten more sick drinking beer all night. No, actually, specifically one time, I started out the night drinking a really nice IPA, and for life of me, I can't remember what it was. But I ran out, and I was only like 4 beers in, but then we had a bunch of PBR, so I switched to the PBR. I took one sip. That shit did not agree with the IPA that was in my
No.
stomach. I legit puked everything I had in me
Mm.
up, and then I like wiped off my mouth, took a swig of water, like gargled out with some Listerine, and I kept drinking the PBR, and I was fine.
Right back in the game.
Yeah, but like I was just so weird. Like I started puking, and everyone's like, "Are you too drunk already?" I'm like,
This is my
"No."
fourth beer. No.
Yeah, exactly. And now I don't have any beer in me.
I mean, you know what? You'll never convince someone. Like if you puke and you have a beer in your hand, they're like,
Oh yeah, no.
bro, he's a lightweight. I'm like, I swear, it's the sandwich I ate before.
I think if it,
Like,
I think if it was like the buddies that I was hanging out with, like I think if they didn't already know that like I could put away a lot of beer, they would have said the same thing. You fucking lightweight.
yeah, pussy. Well, yeah, something I really would like to do, as far as wine goes, and beer too, but I feel like wine might be easier to start out with. Is pairing. You know, I see people sitting down
Yeah.
having a steak with a
Oh,
glass of wine. I would like to learn about stuff like that.
I
You
think
know,
if nothing else, I would love to learn pairings because like you said, like a bit like difference between $100 wine and a $10 wine. Like I'm not gonna really know the difference, but
yeah,
I
I don't think I
would really
know.
like to know like pairings because like I know white wine goes good with like chicken and pork, and red wine goes better with like red meats, and that's about all I know. Like,
Huh.
so,
I don't even know that. I know that if I what I've drank more that I think I would enjoy more is a drier red wine, room temperature.
oh,
That's kind of that.
like a semi-dry Riesling, because red wine
I
is
don't
the
know what
one that you
Riesling is.
it's
I don't
just
know
a
what
type
that is.
it's a type of wine.
Okay,
There's a
yeah, I don't know. Just
there's a sweet Riesling, and then there's a like a dry, like they're sweet and dry. Dry, like obviously you know what those are.
yeah.
Semi-dries are a little bit more on the sweeter side, but like they're still way more dry than they are
Uh,
sweet.
that might be something I like. That might be right up my alley. 'Cause I like the dry, but too dry is just
Yeah, I mean
overkill.
too dry. You get like you can feel it like squeezing your throat a little bit. Like you ever take a drink
Yeah,
and
you kind of
it feels like your throat's like closing up a little bit.
feels like you got like cotton mouth. Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Don't do that sound again, please.
I can't stop. Now I'm gonna. That's all I'm gonna do. I was like, should I make the sound or should I not? I'm like this. You know what? You have to. This is we're not a very visually stimulating channel here. We're all audio.
Yeah, so
So,
we rely very heavily on a moist commentary.
oh yeah.
All
And
right.
yeah. So our next venture might be wine.
Yeah, I
And
would.
you know what?
I was gonna
What's
say I would definitely like to look in like wine is a little bit easier to learn on your own. I think beer's got a lot more like to it. So eventually, like I mean, once we're done with our wine venture, I'd like to like this for us to be a gateway into learning more about the process of brewing, and what kind of beers there are, and what does like IBU mean, because I really haven't like done much research on it.
International bitterness units.
No, well, I just I want to, well, I mean like the scale wise, like I mean this like
The higher it is, the more tangy, the more like hoppy and bitter it is.
oh cool. Well, I didn't actually know that.
Look at
I
that, we're learning.
Yeah, right. I mean
Yeah,
we're
so
teaching each other. We have an invaluable friendship.
help me to help you. Help me to help you. What is that even from?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I can picture the
I like.
scene.
You know what? Someone said that, and someone did that in high school, and I remember that, and I never knew what it was from. So that's like,
Oh god,
that's
like
not
now
even.
I'm racking my brain because I know I've seen that before and I can't remember what it's from.
But yeah, so if you have
Yes.
like a 7% alcohol with like 70 IBUs, that's gonna be probably tough to drink. It's gonna be very, very, very bitter.
So okay, so that's like
Very
more of like the IPAs are gonna have the higher IBUs, and then like stouts are
yeah,
gonna have very
basically.
low ones.
Um, well,
Well, porters are gonna have
not
lower ones.
exactly. I don't know. I'm no expert. I just happened to read the
Yeah,
back of a beer container and it said what an IBU is. It's the only reason I know. So I'd be lying if I sat here and tried to pretend to explain it to you.
I would like to. One thing I've been kind of curious about, and I found out that like the simplified answer I got is not actually the most accurate. Aging process. I would love to learn more about like what makes like I know what vintage means. Vintage just means it's the year that it was like plucked from the vineyard or the whatever the you know what I mean. Whenever it was processed. But
Sure.
I would like to know like how the aging process works because from what I've heard, I thought the aging process stopped and it like the wine in its present form will taste the same way as long as soon as it goes into the bottle. But apparently that's not true. So I would like to learn more about like what defines aging, like how it does it, stuff like that. Because I know like if you leave stuff at room temperature, it's not gonna taste very good. So
Well, you know what? I'm here to learn all sorts of different shit. And even learning all about wines, it's just expanding your horizons of industry, you know, and
yeah.
whether you're making cider, wine, beer, or if you're a
Oh
distiller
my
making,
God, cider! We
you
completely
know,
forgot about cider.
yeah, but like all that stuff that's the industry, that's the alcohol industry. So it's never a bad thing if you're interested in that. It's never a bad thing to learn about all
Yeah,
aspects of it, you know.
exactly. I'm not. I'm like always thirsty for knowledge that like makes me thirsty. So,
Oh no, he tried, ladies and gentlemen, he tried.
but yeah, no pun intended. I'm always thirsty for
Oh,
knowledge, but
thirsty
the
for knowledge.
of stuff that like interests me, and like I really feel like I've been slacking on the whole like alcohol thing because I really enjoyed the process of beer, and at one point I did actually try to make my own whiskey, and I've had a couple successful batches, but they were always like like little like 20-ounce jars of it or whatever.
Bathtub moonshine.
No, I actually built a still, and then the barn collapsed on it. So.
Oh my god,
Oh yeah, no, I used to be super redneck.
that's something I would actually really like to do is start doing homebrew.
Yeah.
But what I don't want to do, all right, so tell me how bullshit this is. How boring is this? They sell full kits on Amazon and like with literally everything. It's like a little fucking at-home science kit to
Oh
make
yeah, I've had
to,
those before. Like I had
to
one
make like an
once.
exact beer. I'm like, where's the fun in that? Where's the creativity in that? You're literally buying something and mixing in exactly what they're telling you to do, and you're coming out with the beer that they're telling you to. Like at
Yeah,
that point, just go buy the fucking beer, you
that's
know?
not science. That's reading the back of a freaking
Yeah,
like Betty
exactly.
Crocker recipe.
But they give you everything. It's
Oh, that's what I mean.
there's no
Like,
guesswork in it. There's no like there's no learning. I mean, I guess you are learning the process.
it's not really learning the process though. That's the thing because like I mean, when I read instructions, I'm not gonna remember how to disassemble the desk I just built. I just read the instructions and went by what they said. Like experiencing something is a lot more different than just doing something.
Yeah, and you know what? If I go in there and I need to mix a bunch of shit together, you're not going to ask why or why is it this much. Why you're just going to follow instructions on something like that. Like
Exactly.
I need to ask why. Like what happens if I put more of this? What happens if I put less of this? You know
Yeah,
what?
there's a
How does this affect the end result? It's instead of just like opening up a box, which you know I get.
I get it. It's kind of cool. I mean,
It
like
could be
the novelty
cool.
is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not really a match for someone like for people like us who are kind
I
of
would like
are
to.
more curious about the process than just
Yeah,
making our own beer.
yeah. Like that's cool. And don't get me wrong. Like I guess I would like to try it, but I would need to. I mostly am interested in the gear, not the
Yeah,
recipe, not
I'm
the
not just trying
barley, the hops, not that. Like I would like to go procure that myself,
yeah, I'm not just
and
trying
get
to
the mix that
make
I want.
beer. I unfortunately I really feel bad about this. A couple years ago for my birthday, my family got me like one of those, the kit from Amazon and everything, and I
Yeah,
made a Corona style beer out of it. Like they had like a couple choices that you could do.
yeah,
And I followed the instructions. I let it age. I put the carbonation tablet in and everything, and it was pretty cool. But it was literally just felt like baking a cake almost. Just
like easy bake oven.
yeah. So I mean, like it was cool, and I feel bad that it lost the barrel because the barrel was actually still like a good, like it was a plastic barrel, but it was good for aging. I could have used it for
Yeah,
later
well
purposes.
that's what I mean. I like the gear that it comes with.
Yeah.
It's probably a good price for all that stuff. So maybe I'm overthinking this whole maybe it is a cool thing. I'd have to look around on
It's
prices of other things.
it's
I
it,
really have to look around.
it's semi fun. You're not gonna learn a whole lot about the beer making process, so if that's what you're looking for, then yeah, I would definitely say let's look into doing it from scratch as opposed to buying those kits. I mean, the kits are still fun. And you and
Yeah,
you
I
get
mean,
like 16 beers out of it for the price. So like I mean,
I was gonna say it's the most expensive, expensive 16 beers I've ever had.
yeah, but then all you gotta do is reorder the freaking powders and shit that they send you,
Oh yeah, I forgot about
and
that.
then it's like cheap at that point.
Can you use all that equipment and just completely make your own using that equipment?
That's it doesn't really offer that kind of freedom.
See,
It's
that's
it's
what I want. I want the
like
freedom to.
it's like making pancakes. A lot of it's powder. A lot of it's just put this in a bowl, add water, add this, make sure it's all like a lot of it's saying like make sure everything's sterile, stuff like that. It's like reading instructions on the back to make like a cake or pancakes or whatever.
Okay.
So I mean it's cool enough, but you know it's not something that I would ever like want to do long term. I'd rather learn more than just what the kit can offer. It was a cool exposure though, I will say that.
Yeah, I think so for $200. I think I'd rather instead of getting that like starter kit with all like the packages and all the ingredients, I'd rather take $200 and get like really good equipment. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
like piece by piece. But now, do what I don't know what that entails. I don't know anything about the brew process really. But we're gonna be looking into stuff like that.
Yeah, I hear wine's a lot easier to make. That might be something. That might be a place to start too.
Just grow my own grapes. Have a little vineyard in my backyard.
I was gonna do that. I was gonna buy a bunch of little like stubby, bulbs or whatever of the wine or of the vines and or grapes, and I was gonna plant them because I want to build a fence in my backyard for my dogs so they don't run into the woods. But I was thinking instead I was gonna build like a really long trellis and then just plant a bunch of grapes along the backside,
That'd be pretty sick.
and then I have my own grapes. And I know most of it's just mashing down the grapes, boiling them up, like removing the skin and the juice and everything, and like separating the juice from the pulp, and then putting yeast in there. Like it's
Huh.
a fairly simple process. Obviously, there's more to it than that, but
My buddy is actually he makes cider at one of the wineries up North Jersey. So I'll
oh, that's
talk to him.
cool.
Maybe we'll get him on the show one of these days and have him break down the process, give us a little bit insight on what it's like to work in the industry.
Yeah, that would be awesome if you could find someone that could sit down with us and go through all that. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll talk to him sometime this week.
Hope he doesn't mind not getting paid.
I'll pay him in exposure. You didn't see it, but I
I
just put my
hate that.
my hand like waved across the sky as I looked into the
Exposure.
distance.
Like the SpongeBob
Exposure.
imagination.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I just did. Yeah, yeah. As a moderately amateur um photographer, I get that a lot. I'm like, I'm not. It got to the point where I just started saying no. I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm
Yeah.
good.
I don't need exposure. You can keep your exposure.
Yeah. So so we talked about wine, we talked about our beers. What
Um
did you say you wanted to what about distilling? Did you say it only takes 2 weeks to distill whiskey?
yeah, I mean for the most part, it's been like oh god, I think I did that back in like 2012 and 2013. So, yeah, it's been like 7 years since I did it. But whatchamacallit? Yeah, I do remember a little bit of it. And I do have all my notes still, actually.
Oh, you have like a little notebook?
Oh yeah, you know me. I take notes on everything.
Yeah, I
So
know. Unfortunately, you take them down on actual paper and then lose it. So
I didn't lose it.
not yet. Well, I guess it's been 7 years. If you haven't lost it,
Yeah,
where
I
is it?
mean
Do you actually
it's
know
a
where it
little
is?
yeah, it's in the barn.
The one that collapsed?
Well, not all of it collapsed.
Just part of it.
It's in a steel. It's like you ever seen like those steel cabinets that they overhang in like mechanic shops and stuff like that.
Sure. maybe.
Well, it's in one of the. It's like it's in a steel cabinet. I mean, it got collapsed down. They removed everything. I saw the steel cabinet. It's all dented up and everything, but I didn't even think to look for that book. So I might have to go back in
That's
there and check it out.
all the secrets to distilling Kentucky bourbon whiskey are in that steel cabinet.
I have like
We need it.
I have literally the equivalent of like an entire book on how to distill.
That's
Like,
awesome.
so I might have to reach out to my family and see if I can try to scavenge for it and see if see if
Yeah.
they happen to find it at any point.
Get out there, dig it out. And is there anything I can make like in my house, like on a small scale? You've seen where I live. It's a relatively small space. I
Uh,
don't really have a basement. I
when
don't have anything like that.
when grape season comes around, I mean it's fairly easy to make grape or make wine.
So would I just grow grapes in my backyard and then bring it inside?
Yeah, basically. But I'm saying like when it's grape season, go to like the farmers market or something like that. Grapes are like Concord grapes are fairly cheap to buy per bushel.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, I used to do that. Like whatever vegetables didn't grow in my garden growing up, or in
Farmers markets
my
are the way to
field, we
go.
just always went to the farmers market. Made up the difference. We'd buy like if like one year we decided not to grow green beans because, or not green beans, corn, because corn is absolutely awful for the ground. It sucks up all the nutrients in the soil.
And that's wild because isn't there like no nutrients in corn? Isn't it
Uh,
like an empty vegetable?
I don't know a whole lot about the nutrients that's in corn. I just know that like there's a reason why like if you ever seen like cornfields and stuff like that, they'll rotate out corn one year. I think they do 2 years of corn and 1 year of soybeans because soybeans will put nitrogen back into the soil, which
I didn't
is
know that.
or not. It might not be nitrogen. You know what I mean? They have to rotate they have
Something.
to rotate the crops because a lot of wheat based stuff like sucks up the nutrients.
Really?
So yeah, and it's just stupid knowledge that I picked up growing up around the farm. But
Speaking of corn, let's do just a little tangent real quick. Um, you ever go to the supermarket and you
yes.
see, shh, you know, I pause. You know, I pause for exaggeration. I pause for dramatic effect.
Ever go to
Let
the
me live.
supermarket? Yes.
Let me live my life. Okay. You ever
Okay.
been to this crazy place? So I guess in the summer season, they have corn out there. And I swear to God, if I catch you sitting there and peeling back like 75 different pieces of corn and putting them back in there, I'm gonna fucking kick you in the shins. Like, what, have you ever seen people do that?
Oh, where they check the corn and everything,
Yeah.
and it's all fucked up, and like the second the
Yeah.
sun starts hitting that exposed corn, it gets all wrinkly and shit.
Who
I
does that?
totally know what you're talking about.
Who does that? Like,
God, it's been years since I've seen that.
I just saw it again today, and it blew my mind that, like, all right, I get it, you know, you check your eggs, you make sure you don't have anything cracked in there, cool, you
But
get that.
it's corn. It costs
Yeah.
like 10 cents for an
And
ear. You could literally buy 30 ears of corn for like, what is it, like $3? Honestly,
have
if you get
never
a dud or two, you're fine.
exactly, and but I've never even got like I've never been like, oh man, I really should have checked this piece of corn. This is really disappointing.
I know. Like worst case
What
scenario,
kind
we
of
usually cut it in
pretentious
half and like get rid of the shit half.
I just don't know what kind of pretentious assholes go through. These people just sit there on their cell phone talking to fucking who knows, you know, who the fuck knows who, and just
Yeah.
sit there, just sitting there peeling back corn for like 10 minutes at a time. Like, I'll go shopping, I'll make my rounds of the entire fucking store, I'll come back and like this isn't just one person. This isn't, oh, I saw this once and I'm making a big deal about it. It's every time I go to the fucking store.
I don't really see it that often. I don't know, I guess it's been a while since I've like, because I don't really shop at like big supermarkets. Generally, when I go shopping, it's at like the farmers market, and you really can't
Yeah.
do that there. So
I know. Oh, I prefer the farmers market, honestly. But when I'm just going to pick up, you know, wraps real quick or my meat ends,
yeah, the
meat
$8 for
ends,
like what, 4 pounds, 3 pounds?
4 pounds. I
Yeah,
still have it. 4 pounds of sliced meat for $8.
yeah. And
It's amazing.
here I spent $5 for a half a pound of ham.
No, and I probably got 2 pounds of ham in that too. That's the crazy.
Hmm
is there was probably 2 pounds of ham in there. But I digress from the meat end situation. We all know how passionate I can get
Oh
about
yeah,
meat
no, I think you
ends.
spent like 20 minutes yesterday talking about.
I fucking love. It's like my new favorite thing.
That
Um,
is awesome. I looked for it around where I was, but I don't know. I might bring it up to like the deli around me and be like, "Yo,"
yeah,
because
because
you're
they
like,
probably throw that shit out anyway.
"Yeah, we did." Like I said, like when I used to work in a deli, we used to just throw them out. So I used to toss them in a bag and bring them home. You know,
Hell yeah,
snack on them during the day or something like
hell
that.
yeah, that's the way to do it. But like, so you know what I was thinking? I guess I've been seeing it a lot lately, the corn thing, because it's summer and now everyone's like, "Oh shit, we like corn. We forgot. Oh, now
Yeah,
yeah, now we like corn again. So let's go
yeah,
touch every fucking piece and put like if I owned a fucking store and I saw people doing that, because no one's gonna buy the already peeled back ones that have been thrown back in there, you know?
yeah. Because it doesn't look as aesthetically
And someone's got their
appealing.
grubby fucking hands all over it.
Yeah, I don't want you fingering
Go
my
to the
corn.
yeah. They go fucking bathroom, fucking scratch their asshole, come out, don't wash their hands,
All
start
right,
peeling
that's a little
corn
too
back.
much.
Wow. But
Well, okay.
this is the kind of like that's why I don't want people peeling the fucking corn back and throwing it out. And
Yeah.
it's a huge
Yeah,
waste.
so yeah, show some etiquette. Anyway,
Yeah.
we are running short on time, so Eric, you got anything else?
I think we pretty much covered all of it.
Yeah, check
Um
out our main page video to hear some updates of what we're doing in the future. Like, comment, subscribe, share, Twitter, Twitch, blah 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 blah.
Ooh, and we're gonna start. So we're starting to push our Twitch more, which is good.
Yeah, between the two
We're
of
just
us, we're
getting out there.
streaming like 4 5 6 hours a day.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty awesome. I'm not gonna stream after this because I'm super tired and I just need to go to sleep. And but maybe
definitely check out, because no matter what, one of us will always stream on Saturday night. This week I started Final Fantasy 1 on Twitch, so I might continue it tonight since Eric's not going to be on.
I'll be interested to
You could fall
lay
asleep
in
to
bed.
my voice bitching at
Oh
the
yeah.
bitching at the bad graphics and everything.
I don't know. I think it looks really cool. But
Well, the graphics
tomorrow,
improved because I'm using a PSP, so
yeah,
like
definitely
not the
better
original
than
NES. I couldn't do the NES one. I used to play it when I was a kid, but it's too outdated for me. I love old 8-bit games, but that one was just a little too
I like
janky.
this I like the Super Nintendo a lot more than regular
Yeah,
Nintendo.
I do too. And like it's either got to be like a side scroller, and I guess Final Fantasy like they tried to stuff way too much in an NES game. Like the UI is just outrageously in your face. So like
I
I
never
couldn't
even played that.
I couldn't stand it. I'm so used to like new style turn-based RPGs that I couldn't do the old school one. And there's a lot more cooler stuff and it's a lot more user friendly on the PSP, so I figured
Yeah.
it would make the game go by a little quicker when I can, play it the way I remember playing it, cuz the most recent edition that I ever played was the one on the PSP, so
Yeah, honestly, I love the PSP.
I do too.
I still have mine. Play a bunch of older games on it. It's pretty sweet. It's a really good time.
So
Um, what else?
uh
Discord. We have to start giving our Discord out. We've been taking all this time to prepare our Discord, and we never invite anyone into it. So it's just like
yeah, once
like 4 people.
I kind of like I will say I kind of like let it go to the wayside a little bit because in lieu of other things that we were working on, but
We've been busy. We're entrepreneurs. We're businessmen out here. We're
yeah,
making money moves, as the kids say.
yeah, make those big money moves so we can do this more full time, which is like kind
Yeah,
of the goal. I'd love to be able to do this full time,
yeah.
but
I'm really enjoying it.
yeah, but yeah, I'll get to the Discord tomorrow. I'll finish it up. Most of it's already done. I just want to like hash out a few things that I kind of didn't like that I originally did. So that'll be done probably by tomorrow. It'll probably be in the link on this episode once this episode comes out. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, and
If it's not in the link, check out Twitter and Instagram because we'll put them on those two as well.
yeah, come and check out the Instagram. We're at about 200 followers on Instagram, and we just hit 30 subs. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but
Yeah.
to see 30 individual people who are interested in our um podcast, and it's not even like family, it's like
Yeah,
actual like
my
people.
my fam. I think one person in my family like subscribed to it, and it was my little
Yeah.
brother, and he like genuinely likes us. So
Yes, and so it's cool to see a bunch of people from all over the place, and a little bit of interaction, people commenting, people watching it, and that's it's a really cool experience to see something that you're producing have other people enjoy. So we're hoping to
yeah,
just keep building this up, keep making something happen. So go ahead and follow us on all forms of social media.
except Facebook.
Yeah, not yet at least. We're
Well,
we're still we're on the fence about making a Facebook.
yeah, we're still hashing out some details on that one.
Yeah.
But I will end with this. Enjoy the following video of all of us doing shots and
Oh
shotguns.
yeah, yeah, I
And
forgot we're putting that in.
yeah.
So
So on that note, that's what we're gonna leave you with. This is
yes, enjoy.
enjoy.
Starting it? Yep. This shotgun's for you.
I guess I got the shot. Definitely gonna puke that back up.